Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. The question that I ask tonight is Bharat Nyay Sanhita. Is Bharat Nyay Sanhita part of legal reforms? Do you think that Bharat Nyay Sanhita or BNS as we will call it from now, is it actually going to get about reforms? Whether it is actually going to make our legal system better? That's the question we will ask tonight. Let's get right into the show. You see, reforms are always good. And every human being should be supporting reforms. Because end of the day, as world changes, environment changes, attitude changes, our traditions, our laws also need to change. Change is inevitable. We are a dynamic bunch of people. We are a dynamic world. We change. So, reforms, always good. But why do you have reforms? The sheer meaning of reform is to ensure that you better something. Reform means to take a thing which is already formed and reform it. Make it again so that it is better than what it was before. That is reform. Unfortunately, most of the time, we see that reforms that have been brought about, especially in the recent times, I am not talking about Raja Ram Mohan Roy, I am not talking about Vinoba Bhave, I am not talking about reformers like that, but I am talking about recent reformers, contemporary reformers or contemporary politicians who claim to reform, most often than not, reform for their own benefit. Reform so that their politics is more comfortable. Reform because their ideology should dominate. This is how normally reforms happen. Now today, I am going to talk about Bharat Nyay Sanhita. BNS. Bharat Nyay Sanhita or BNS as we will call it, like I told you. BNS, for starters, this bill was passed during the period when, those MPs were all suspended, when there were no MPs, opposition MPs. Jo bhi thoda bahut MPs tha at that point in time. When those MPs were suspended, that was the time when this bill got passed into an act. That is first. Secondly, let us glance through what this act says, and then I will put forward my argument whether is it actual reforms or is it going to do nothing. That, of course, you will decide what is right, what is wrong. The first thing about this act is clause 69, which penalizes sexual intercourse through the employment of deceitful means. While this provision is very good, but there is a problem. There is a danger. The danger is that a perfectly consensual relationship could be criminalized using this law. And that could be used as a fillip to the love jihad narrative. And that's very dangerous. So that's first. Second is BNS under clause 103 for the first time also recognizes murder on the ground of race, caste or community as a separate offence. Another change is BNS is the expansion of detention in police custody from 15 days to, which was CrPC, to 90 days. 15 days of CrPC was assigned because to put in custody because so that it can go to trial faster and the police doesn't get enough time to beat the hell out of somebody in case and get coercive statements from them, acceptance of crime from them. So they only gave him 15 days, not 90 days. BNS says 90 days. Keep them for 90 days. You keep somebody in police custody for 90 days and God forbid that policeman wants to get something out of this person, that policeman will get something out of this person. They have various methods to do it. Our justice system, which speaks about, 1,000 offenders going free but an innocent not being punished, this justice system will go haywire. give custody to the police for so many days, they can make any person confess anything. Anything. So what are we talking about? And why this police state situation? Why this power to police? Why this power to force? Why this power to suppress? Why this power to harass the person who the society points as enemy? You know, Rajdroha, which was sedition, Rajdroha has now been changed. Because the government felt, no individual should be, there's no Raja here. So what Rajdroha? But we will put Deshdroha. So the name has been changed from Rajdroha to Deshdroha. So I don't know, this is grey area, I don't know, how will you define it? So if I say that I don't think what the Prime Minister is doing right, or if I don't think what the Home Minister is doing is correct, I think it is against the will of the people, or I think it's against the interest of the people. If I say that, assuming I say that, who am I going against? Am I going against that Prime Minister, or am I going against the country? Why can't I be penalized, put behind bars, saying that, oh, you have spoken against the country because you have spoken against the law of the country. You have spoken against the decision that was taken by a Prime Minister who was elected by the majority of this country. So you are going against the country. How will I not be penalized? How will I not be booked? So what is the difference between sedition? Is this just a name of language change? Is this reform? Now I ask you, is this reform? Is increasing 15 days to 90 days reform? Is sexual act by deceit, which is principally absolutely correct, but the way it can be implemented and used is something that we should think about, we should debate. The way it could be implemented and used. Is that reform? I'll tell you the problems. You remember Lakhimpur Kheri? You remember this gentleman called Ajay Mishra, who was then the junior home minister, and his son Ashish Mishra, who crushed 4 farmers, a journalist, and some BJP party workers to death. Do you remember Lakhimpur Kheri incident? He's out on bail. The court has given him bail. The court says don't come to UP and Delhi. You go anywhere else and enjoy yourself. You're on bail. He was on bail. This report is from February 2023. The interim bail was for 8 weeks and he's still out. He's still on bail. A lot of reports claim that he comes to Uttar Pradesh very often. But that's reports. Let's not go by reports. A person who crushed, out on bail. You remember Prajwal Ravanna's mother? The person who was accused of sexual harassment, who was caught on video, his mother, who was part of the kidnapping, she's out on bail. I'll tell you more. You remember Prajwal Revanna's father, H.D. Revanna, he is also out on bail. More interesting, B.S. Yedurappa, the former chief minister, High Court says, what? He is not Tom, Dick and Harry. You can't put him behind bars like this. He is not Tom, Dick and Harry. He was minister. He is not arrested. Under POCSO, he should have been arrested by now. He is not arrested. Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. The court says Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh misused his position as WFI chief to extend control over victims. This is what the court said. But what happened? He is on bail. He is not behind bars. He is on bail. Okay. Let's talk about the recent case, this Pune Porsche crash. That guy who crashed, who claims to be 17 years old, or he may be 17, now 18 or whatever, who got into a car which he couldn't manage, was drunk at some 2 o'clock in the night, crashed into innocent couple. They died. Radish man's son is out on bail. He's out on bail. His auntie has been given custody of this 17-year-old brat. You see, his grandfather is very well known. His grandfather used to have links with Chota Rajan and all that. Now the point is, this grandfather and his father who kidnapped the driver and kept him inside and said, you better well confess that you committed the accident. He kidnapped that driver and kept. These people who are involved in changing blood samples from the hospital, they're all out on bail. They're all out on bail. You tell me, where is justice? Does this form of justice, is there any reforms in this form of justice through the BNS, through the Bharat Nyay Sanhita? This is the question I want to ask tonight. हमारा problem क्या है? प्रॉब्लम ये है कि unless and until you are a political prisoner, or the politician wants you behind bars, or the politician wants to put you behind bars so that they can split your party, or the politician wants to ensure that you join their party and then they put you behind bars, or you have some political enemy and some very powerful people want you behind bars, you are out. You pay money, you manipulate the legal system, you are out on bail. Nothing happens. You are in power, nothing happens to you. Show me one political leader, one person in power in jail. Show me one person. I'm talking about political person who's got the power to put another person. Now, Hemant Soren was put behind bars. Why? Because it was put behind bars by central agencies. Hemant Soren was Chief Minister of Jharkhand. Who put him in jail? Central agencies, which was under Mr. Amit Shah. That is Bharatiya Janata Party. That happens. That happens. Arvind Kejriwal behind bars. That happens. Manish Sisodia behind bars. That happens. Nawab Malik was behind bars but came out once he joined Ajit Pawar. Everything was okay. So many other cases. Are we doing any reforms for all of this? This is our problem. The police is in complete control of the legislature. Complete control. The ruling government rules, controls the police. They control every posting, they control increments, they control everything about police. So if you are a police officer, you are a diligent police officer, chances are you will never get an executive posting. You will be shunted in some side posting. Because, the minister will say he doesn't listen to us. So if you are a police who will listen to the minister, you will be his crony, chances are you will get fantastic posting. And if a police refuse to listen to the minister, that's it. End of story. He's get transferred 36 times possibly in a year, for all you know. That needs reform. Are they reforming this? Is the Home Minister willing to say that we will have no control over the executive? We will have no control over police force. We will have no control over ED. We will have no control. We give up all the control of CBI. Let them be autonomous. Like the Supreme Court is supposed to be. Let them be autonomous. Let them function for the people. Let them serve the people. That is reforms. Where is that reform? Where is that reforms in Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita? If that reforms is not there, what reforms are you getting in there? Then aren't those reforms purely to help your cause? Because it is not to help the actual cause. These people are out. They are enjoying themselves. They are enjoying themselves. Vijay Mallya celebrated his son's wedding in London in the most lavish way he normally does. What could we do? What could we do? And a small thief who must have robbed a few vada pavs out of a shop in Mumbai, he would be behind bars for a couple of months. Are we changing that law? Are we making it that a normal man and a rich man and a super rich man and a powerful man, all of them faces the same law? Are we making it this way? Is this Bharat Nyay Sanhita actually guaranteeing that? To the contrary, I believe. Because no powerful man will be behind bar for 90 days. People who have no power, people who have nobody to protect, they will be behind bar, they will be beaten, they will be tortured, they will be done, whatever. So for whom is BNS? And what reforms has BNS brought to India? This is the question I wanted to ask you tonight, and you decide. Write your comments, give me your comments below, and let's take this discussion forward maybe in another video. Till then, namaskar.
Stay ahead with our cutting-edge news app. Instantly access the latest shorts in just 1 minute and breaking news in just 50 words. Download now for a smarter, faster news experience.